Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today will be our final video on Ranger as we go over her last air group, that being the aforementioned strike group that we can have. Now the first couple groups have been pretty almost balanced, I would say, and the one that we went over yesterday would normally be her strike group with 2 dive bomber squadrons and a torpedo bomber squadron and 1 fighter. However, the thing about Ranger is that she has a special kind of air group in which you can equip 5 squadrons of dive bombers and nothing else. And we all know how good the dive bombers are. So the amount of possible damage you can get with this ship in this setup is extremely good. However, you do have to keep in mind you have no capability of any kind of torpedo damage, which we've been getting quite a bit of damage with our torpedoes. And then we have no fighter defensibility at all. So we only have our own AA in our team's AA to protect us and the entire team. So yeah, this layout has a lot of potential if you're a good player and you have good teammates to protect you. However, if the carrier gets by you, there's nothing else that you can do to protect yourself. So most of the times when I actually play this ship, I actually end up losing because the carrier gets to me and I burn down or I'm torpedoed. So yeah, it's a very high risk for possible high reward, but it's always a gamble. It depends on how the game is, how good of a player you are, how good the game is itself, how you are. So we'll see what we can do today. Hopefully we'll have a good game. With all the carrier games I've had, I have been getting a lot of practice in, so I should be better at dive bombing today than I have normally been, but we'll take a look. So let's toss into it a game. Alright, here we have ourselves a game. Pretty good game actually. 1 carrier, 1, actually no, 2 battleships, and then 3 cruisers and 1 destroyer. I have no illusions of me actually hitting the destroyer, so we're gonna leave that for our teammate. And then we have Nagato and Agonizing now. Nagato is going to be the easier target since it's slower. And then Miyoko, Brooklyn, Pensacola. Brooklyn's a good target. Pensacola can be. Miyoko is going to be really fast as well. The main weapon or defensive capabilities against dive bombers is maneuverability and your speed. If you're a fast ship and you can turn a lot, it's going to be very hard for a carrier to dive bomb you unless you're Graf Zeppelin or Lioning. Those 2 carriers, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to be hit whether you want to be or not. So for spare aircrafts, we have 40 spare dive bombers, not including the 30 dive bombers that we are currently launching into the air right now. I'm only going to go half speed right now because I don't know how I will be right now or how the team will shape up. And we're gonna circle them all around 1 squadron. So in this case, I'm circling them around squad 1. It does kind of tighten the formation a little bit once they're all grouped together. So hopefully that will mean that we can drop near to all the bombs all at the same time instead of waiting for one to drop and then the other and then the next and so on, because the targets we're going to be bombing are not going to be stationary, so the longer it takes for the bombers to actually attack the target, the more chance that the target has to maneuver. So you can see how having them circle 1 group actually gets them really close together. Look at all these dive bombers. I love this layout. I just wish I was better with it. So yeah, look at all these dive bombers. I love it. Okay, so enough with that. We have all of our squadrons in together. Let's go find us our first target. I think it's going to be this Gneiser now, if I can get it right. So you can see how close together these aircraft are. So this Gneiser now. How well does she handle 30 bombs? $29,000 damage out of 22 bomb hits and 3 fires. That was really, really good. And you can see how effective this dive bombing strategy can be. I mean, I just almost one-shot, well, maybe not one-shot, but got down an entire German battleship, which are known for their strength, to a third of its health. I mean, it's still gonna sink both of these cruisers before it goes down. But, you know, it was worth a try. Though she is still burning. She still has 3 fires on her. So maybe she'll still go down. Though we just lost the Miyoko, which I kind of expected. Maybe she'll burn out? She... Oh, Pensacola got her. That's fine. Alright, so let's get our aircraft back in order. Now we have to play Shuffle the Aircraft on the flight deck. Let's all have them circle Squad 1 again. And let's get ready to go after this Nagato. So this layout is a sure way to get a ton of damage on battleships. However, anything else is kind of questionable. Why do we have Squad 2 out when she's not reloaded? Alright, so I think we might want to wait until Squad 2 lands. Regardless. Oh, 5 isn't loaded either. What the heck? Come on, guys. Alright, well, I'm still going to attack Nagato with what I have right now. And let's see, 3 squadrons of dive bombers. 28,000 damage and 2 fires. And half the ship sunk. Yeah, this is a very strong layout for attacking heavily armored targets. But also slow targets. So yeah, Nagato's, Colorado's, those are going to just be food for you. There's nothing that they can really do against you. Now I'm going to go after this carrier next, because I feel like she's going to go after me, and she has the stock layout, so she still has fighters. Let's see, I think it's 2 fighters, 1 torpedo bomber squadron, and then 1 dive bomber squadron. So yeah, we're already under attack. Let's just pop our def AA since we don't have any actual fighters to intercept. Let's bring out our dive bombers again. We did not dodge. That's fine. How's that Nagato? Well, she's still up. But she's going to come around to this Gneiss now that is being as effective as it possibly can. Alright, so let's go around Squad 1 again. And we're still shooting down some aircraft with our defensive AA. As you saw in the first video, Ranger's AA isn't as strong as some others, especially at long range. But if you stay in the AA range long enough, you're still going to be shot down, so... Alright, so time to go drop this carrier. And I need to start maneuvering as well on my own ship, because those torpedo bombers are coming back out. And it looks like we sank the Nagato, so we just have this carrier now. Boom, 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 boom. 28 bomb hits, 3 fires. She's gonna go down before I even get hit by this torpedo. And there we go, we have a game. That was really, really fun, actually. I like that. Alright, so let's see how we did. We had 140,000 damage, 1 ship sunk, 67 bomb hits, 16 aircraft shot down, 8 fires for 5,400 base XP. Fires did 38,000 damage and bombs did 101,000 damage. We were only able to get 3 strikes out, but you know what? The lowest amount of damage we had was 44,000 in 1 strike between fires and bomb hits. So this is a very, very powerful strike setup. However, you do have to keep in mind it's a double-edged sword. You don't have any kind of defensive capability. So if your team folds, or you get overwhelmed by the carrier aircraft, like fighters for instance, there's no way to defend against that besides your AA, and your AA is not the best. So yeah, you might have really good games with this, and then the next game you might be taken out relatively easily. So it's a win or lose situation. It really just depends on how you play. That being said, that does conclude our reviews on all 3 layouts for Ranger. Tomorrow we will start going over Lexington, or as I have renamed this sister ship, Ticonderoga, and then the other one, Concord. So we'll be using this sister ship, and yeah, we'll be going over the first out of all 3 of her air groups, and we'll see what we can do with that. So thank you for watching, and take care.